What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2021 Chevrolet Trailblazer. Huge shout out and thank you to Randy Marion Chevrolet for providing this Trailblazer for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website down in the description below. They have a huge selection of all the brand new Chevrolets, so definitely check them out. But this is the new Trailblazer. Let's get into it. And the model that we're looking at today is an LT finished off in Summit White and has an MSRP at $26,000. Underneath the hood, this features the Ecotect 1.3-liter turbo engine that produces 155 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque. This 1.3 engine is paired to the 9-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to the front wheels. And with a gross weight around 4,100 pounds, you're looking at 29 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. The overall length is 173.5 inches with a wheelbase at 103.9. The width is 71.2 and the overall height is 65.2 inches. The Trailblazer also features disc brakes in all four corners and they're ventilated up front. The 2021 Trailblazer is a smaller vehicle than the outgoing Blazer model. This has fun styling all around with some sharp angles in this front bumper. We get LED daytime running lights within the headlights as well as projector beam headlights down below that. This has a very cool design with the slender headlights up top and then the larger housings down below that. You also get an LED fog light bulb in the lower portion of the front bumper. There's some chrome trim in the center of the bumper with a large opening with black mesh in the center to allow cooling to the engine. You can also see active shutters back here to allow maximum airflow to the engine when needed and then also improve aerodynamics when needed as well. And I like how the front bumper protrudes more outward, giving this an aggressive design. The hood also has some sharp body lines on it, flowing very nicely with the front end of the Trailblazer. You can see the sharper lines on the farthest sides, giving this a wider appearance. And then making our way to the side profile, there's a prominent body line in the upper portion of the doors that slopes down in the rear door. Another matching sharp body line in the lower portion of the doors with satin black trim down below that. This also has body colored door handles with body colored mirror caps, gloss black A pillar and blacked out trim for the B pillar. And then in the rear end of the vehicle, you can see a gloss black trim piece separating the roof from the body color. And you can even spec these with a two-tone design. And then up top, this has silver roof rails that are functional. Moving to the rear of the roof, you can see the integrated spoiler along with the third brake light up here. And the rear end of the Trailblazer has a very unique look. You can see a body line in the center portion of this liftgate and then a body line in the farthest side of the bumper, giving it an aggressive design. That line flows all the way around these taillights up above the Chevrolet logo. Then there's more of the satin black trim pieces in the lower portion of the bumper with 4 parking sensors and then a gloss silver trim piece to finish it up. So there's a good look at the 2021 Chevrolet Trailblazer. Comment down below, what do you guys think of this new Trailblazer? I think it has a really cool design, a lot different looking than the previous generations, which was more of a larger SUV, third row, that kind of vehicle. So this is a little bit smaller, easier to drive, just a really good design overall. So now we have the key fob, so we can go ahead and lock the car, and then we have the engine start stop feature. We can automatically remote start the car. So automatically starts right up, and then we can go ahead and press the button again, turns it off. So with the car locked, all I have to do is grab the door handle and press this button, unlocks, and we can get a great look at the interior. Starting with the door panel, this has a very cool fabric design on the side here with a really nice looking design. We have the armrest right here with your grab handle, as well as your 4 window controls, mirror controls above that, lock and unlock, and your release handle. We have a gloss gray trim piece with some cool contours within the door panel, a speaker down low, as well as some cup holder space. And then moving inside the Trailblazer, we have power seat controls on this left side, a two-tone cloth design. We have the same fabric look to it, a very nice design, and it's just giving this a sporty appearance, and some great piping and contrast stitching. And then moving to the steering wheel, we have a perforated design to it all around, which has a really cool look. 3-spoke design with some of that gloss gray trim. And keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. We have cruise control settings over on the left side with all of your different controls. Tapping this button right here, your collision alert can come up and you can change how you'd like that. On the right side, we have some Bluetooth and audio controls. We can scroll left and right in the center screen using this button. We can see the trip information with your speed, scrolling down to many different things within the car, and going over to vehicle, we can see all the servicing, everything like that. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, we have your headlight controls, fog lights. You can change how you'd like the intensity level for the interior lighting to be. We have a little bit of storage down below, as well as the hood release. One of the air vents, a really cool texture up here above that. and some nice contours within the dash, a safety system right there that'll alert you if there is a car in front of you. Then more air vents in the center with some chrome trim, really cool texture all around the dash with some stitching, definitely gives it a nice look. Then taking a look at this center screen right here, very simple to use. Going to the home screen now, this is just like all the other GM vehicles. You can swipe over and see your main screen. Then in here we have Android Auto. You can go into your climate control settings, turning that on. We can see everything pop up right here. Going back to home, we can see the audio and phone, Apple CarPlay as well. And then putting the car into reverse, the backup camera will pop up. Has a really good look. The guidelines change as I turn the steering wheel as well. And then below the screen, we have some physical buttons. We have the physical home screen for the screen. We have a back button as well. Audio controls, volume on, off. And then below this, we have actual buttons for all the climate control. I can change the temperature on the left side by scrolling that. We have AC on and off. Over on the right side, we can change the recirc and then fan speed. And then in the center, we have your different zones, heated seats for both passenger and driver, and then different defrosters, on-off button, and a nice LCD screen. Below that, we have a 12-volt on the left, some USBs and auxiliaries, and a little bit of storage here. It's actually pretty large. Down below, we have some other icons. Tapping this right here, it'll go into a snow mode with that snowflake down there that you can see. We also have another mode right here. Has a checkered flag mode for more of a sport mode drive. Then we have traction control, your lane departure, your engine on-off feature. Then your gear selector right here with a leather shift boot, park, reverse, neutral drive, and low. Then we have a manual shift feature on here as well, which is great for any type of mountain driving. We have the electronic parking brake, and then 2 cup holders and a slot for your phone. Then a little bit more storage. And then there's a hidden button underneath this handle we can just push, open it up for the center console. We have some space in here, and then removing that, we have even more space. It goes down maybe like 9 inches, so you can definitely fit some different items in here. Closing that all up, taking a look at the dashboard now. So we have some space right here underneath the dash, and then the glove box is down below that. Pretty good amount of space, exactly what you would expect. And then just one really good look at the overall interior. I like how the Trailblazer has some cool contours to it. I really like the fabric design on the seats and the doors. Definitely gives it a unique look. And then making our way to the rear seats of the 2021 Trailblazer, you can see how everything is laid out. Similar door panel to the front. And then as we make our way inside, we have the same fabric design along the seats. Really good look all around. This is a 5-seater vehicle. Then having the driver's seat set to my height, which is 5'11". Go ahead and hop on inside, see what we have going on back here. So sitting in the back of the Trailblazer now, really good amount of room here. I have a couple inches of headroom, definitely no issue there. Armrest is in a really good place. And then my knees have a few inches in front of them, feet room as well. So definitely pretty comfortable being back here. A lot of good visibility with the amount of glass, so it definitely feels nice and open. And then to take a look at the rear storage, there's a button right here. We can open up the lift gate, opens right up. We have a nice and high flat load deck right here. You can see just how much room we have in the back of the Trailblazer. Even lifting this up, we have a little bit extra space with your spare tire. And then with that closed, you can get a really good look. And then both of these seats will fold down. There's a lever back here you can easily reach. And then pushing these forward, they'll lay down nice and flat out of the way. Then you have a nice flat area back here for many different items. You can definitely get a ton of things in here. Then if we go ahead and open up the rear doors, you can see how everything is nice and folded. You have a lot of space down here as well. So definitely very usable for being a smaller SUV. Alright, so setting off now in the 2021 Chevy Trailblazer. Crazy to be driving a 21 model year already. But first initial impressions as I kind of get comfortable in the seat here, visibility is really good. This windshield is huge. I can easily see out everything that's going on right in front of me. The mirrors seem to do a really good job as well. I can see everything behind me. Taking a nice little turn. Car feels pretty planted. So giving it some gas now, this has the 1.3 liter turbo engine, so this is the sportier, more aggressive engine option. You can also get a smaller, less powerful option, but it gets up to speed nicely. We're going about 45 miles an hour right now. Ride quality is really good. It's actually really comfortable. I don't really hear any wind noise or road noise. We're going about 45 and not the best road, but really smooth. The suspension is doing a pretty good job. This is a bumpy road right now, hitting these bumps very nicely. Then looking over my left and right shoulder, really easy to see out of. It's a smaller SUV, it's more of a crossover of course, and the rear glass and everything seems to be like right behind me. And even though that C-pillar is pretty large, it's very easy to see what's going on back there. And then as far as using all the different dials and controls, this is very similar to all the other General Motors vehicles. So if you're not too familiar with them, they're pretty much very similar with this screen, but very easy while driving. Even you can easily click a button, do what you gotta do, keep your eyes on the road. So I like how everything is super visible. The LCD screen just looks very nice. I think Chevy did a really good job designing everything. I do like how you can tap the climate control button, have all your climate controls actually on the screen, or use the physical buttons down below. I really like how car companies are doing that. And then all the other buttons are laid out very nicely. So as we get to a dead end, let's try out a 3-point turn. So we have front wheel drive, pretty small wheelbase. So it should do this pretty well. Can easily know where the front is. Rear view backup camera pops right up. You can turn the steering wheel quite a lot. Parking sensors are going off. So then let's actually hit this sport button right here. So that turns on a little bit more aggressive driving. Oh yeah, throttle response is definitely picked up a little bit. Oh wow. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice now a smaller vehicle like this, you know, it's nothing crazy in performance or anything, but at least when you are in the sport mode, just giving it some gas, I mean, it gets you up, you know, at least what you need to do. I mean, that was up to 55 really quickly. So if you are driving this, getting up on the highway, it's not really gonna be an issue, at least if you put it into the sport mode. So we'll just put it back into normal mode. It is nice that we do have the lane keeping assist, the forward collision. All those kind of safety features are now becoming more and more standard. So even with this vehicle, lower price point, you know, 26 grand, this is more of a mid-level vehicle. You can get the same vehicle, a little bit more base model, or a few more options if you would like more things in it. So I think it's optioned very nicely to where you're getting a lot for the money. And it drives like a normal, nice little crossover. I like how everything is laid out, the buttons, everything works pretty normal. You also have controls on the back here for your radio. You can adjust the volumes and the track on these back buttons, which is really nice. And then the gauges, everything is really simple to use. But as far as just driving in the new Trailblazer, it's a nice smaller size crossover SUV, great for around town driving, enough practicality for what you're gonna need. I was actually surprised how large the rear end is. Don't know if it comes off on camera, but you have a lot of space behind the rear seats there, and with them folded flat, that is a nice touch how usable this car really is. All right, and then one last little acceleration just to feel out this 1.3 in sport, just getting up to speed. Very smooth. This transmission is very smooth. The 1.3 is going to get you a 9-speed, and then the smaller engine, you're going to get a CVT transmission. This one, I don't really even feel any gear changes. It's just very seamless and just a nice smooth acceleration. So I like how they've done that. If I take it out of sport mode, it'll upshift a little bit to be more conservative on the gas. So I like how you get some different options with the car. It's got a good blend of everything. But I think that's about it driving in the 2021 Chevrolet Trailblazer. A really nice overall normal car. You have a lot of good space around it, easy to use, good trim levels, doesn't break the bank at all. And I mean, it drives like a nice normal car. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, huge shout out and thank you to Randy Marion Chevrolet for providing this vehicle for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website down in the description below. They have a huge selection of all the 2020 Chevys and are getting in the 2021. So definitely check them out. As we finish up on a few last sharp little turns, Trailblazer definitely handles them nicely. Anyway guys, give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video.